Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Danger Room. That's right, boys. After all this time, it is finally confirmed. Update 5.4 will see a new addition, a new game mode, and it is, in fact, going to be the Danger Room, something that we've been asking for as long as the X-Men has been a part of the game. So a lot of people are very, very hyped right now, and I am one of them. However, boys, before we get too excited, let us not forget that we are dealing with Netmarble. So keep your expectations as low as humanly possible, right? Simply because we just got a new game mode, you know what I'm saying, for the 4-year anniversary of this game. And many of us thought it was going to be a very impactful game mode that was going to change the game the way how Shadowland or World Boss did. And we didn't get that, right? I'm not trying to immediately be negative with this because I'm very happy that we're getting the Danger Room. But I want to make sure that people don't get super excited, because then we will be disappointed when we see that it is not what we think it is going to be. Still gonna share my thoughts on what I think it is and what I want it to be, but at the exact same time, we need to be, I'm saying, very careful that we don't set the bar too high, because then we're just gonna set ourselves up for failure. And I'm one of those people who do that very, very often. I see a character come into the game and immediately, you know what I'm saying, the kid in me just immediately loses it, and then the character doesn't end up being as good as I want them to be, and then I'm very sad, right? So yeah, just be careful, guys, because look at World Event. It definitely didn't turn out to be the new Shadowland, the new World Boss. It didn't even turn out to be ABX or GBR. So keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? The Danger Room could come to the game and end up as a glorified skill preview menu where you just go in, you just test out X-Men. You can see numbers, right? You can test them a little bit more extensively, like maybe test their survivability a little bit, because maybe in the Danger Room, you'll be able to see their HP. Maybe you'll be able to set them up with a particular build, whereas with the skill preview menu, you can only see how many hits the skill is doing. You can see an iframe from not an iframe, that kind of stuff, basic stuff. So maybe the Danger Room is going to be a little more extensive than that, okay? But nonetheless, let's check out what CM Fragment had to say. I'm going to share the rest of my thoughts with you guys, and you guys can let me know how you're feeling about this. Personally, I'm very excited, right? But at the exact same time, I got to try and keep myself grounded, because I know the kind of person I am, right? I'm going to get super hyped, you know what I'm saying? Let my thoughts run wild, and then if none of that end up being the case, I'm just very sad and disappointed. I don't want that, okay? Anyways, man, so the message goes, greetings, agents. This is CM Fragment of the Marvel Future Fight team. In a world where extraordinary is becoming the norm, more and more facilities are being opened to support these unique individuals to help face the threats we may face today. We are partnering with one of the most distinguished institutes to date that does just that. It is one of the most impressive places I've ever stepped foot into, and it was not easy getting access to this restricted area, even for me. I believe that this place will be useful for agents in the future. Letters emerging from the system. Now check out this short clip right here, because it is actually very, very interesting. And if you pay close attention, you'll notice that Emma Frost and Colossus are both mentioned in this little video. You can see for yourself, they changed the letters in Emma Frost's name and the letters in Colossus' name to one. Now, I'm not sure why they did that, but this definitely tells me that Colossus and Emma Frost is going to be a big part of this update. Either they're going to be getting tier 3 or they're going to be getting uniforms. It has to be one of those two things, okay? I think it's actually the simple one. They're going to get new uniforms, right? And it could possibly be that they're going to be getting PHEONIX 5 uniforms, PHEONIX Force uniforms, because we already seen like they made a post relating to the PHEONIX, right, with Rachel and Kid Omega. So that's my thoughts. I personally think it's just going to be the simple one. You know what I'm saying? Colossus and Emma Frost getting uniforms. However, I'm kind of salty, right? don't get too upset by me saying this, but I'm kind of salty simply because Emma Frost just got a uniform, and even though I love Emma and I think she needs to be way stronger than she is in the game right now. She needs to be stronger than Psylocke. Love Psylocke to death, but in reality, in the comics, Emma Frost would school Betsy any day of the week, right? But in this game, that's not the case. Emma Frost is not that good of a character, right? She's good, but compared to the people like Scarlet Witch and Betsy, she is nothing really that special, and I don't really go out of my way to use the character, so I can see why they would want to give her another uniform, simply because not that many people are buying her packages, not that many people are recommending Emma Frost for anything, even though she has the mind control and good damage and good survivability, right? She's an overall solid character, but I'm kind of salty because I like Magic and I would have liked to see her get a uniform before Emma Frost gets a second uniform. You know what I'm saying? Also, would like to see Magic get a uniform before her brother gets a second uniform. Love Peter. He's my guy. I want him to be so much stronger in this game than he currently is. However, I'm kind of salty that he's getting a uniform before Magic gets one. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thoughts. Some people are going to say tier 3 Emma Frost, tier 3 Colossus, and that could end up happening, and I wouldn't be mad at that. But yeah, if one of these guys get a tier 3, that's like 3 blast tier 3s like in such a short period of time. Actually pretty crazy. And then 2 like combat tier 3s like back to back, plus Mr. Fantastic got tier 3 this year. Like Wolverine got, like, you know what I'm saying? We need another speed tier 3. So yeah, I don't really want a blast tier 3 or a combat tier 3. I would personally love it if Kitty, like, I know probably not gonna happen, right? Kitty speed type tier 3. I would have been happy with that, but we just have to wait and see how this thing turns out, right? A lot of people are gonna say tier 3 for these two. I wouldn't be mad at it, but personally, I want somebody else to get the tier 3, preferably a speed type or a universal type, but I don't think we'll ever see a universal mutant in Marvel Future Fight, because if Netmarble wanted to create universal mutants, they would have made Apocalypse a universal type or Jean Grey, and they didn't do that. So at this point, I think it's pretty much set in stone that the really OP mutants are gonna go in the blast category, and the rest are just gonna flush out the other categories, excluding the universal class. So kind of sad about that, right? But nonetheless, I would prefer a speed type, since I can't even remember the last speed tier 3 that we got. I really cannot remember. Anyways, the point of the video is the Danger Room is now confirmed that it is going to be a new addition for Marvel Future Fight as a part of update 5.4. Let me know how you guys are feeling. Is it just gonna be a glorified, you know what I'm saying, skill preview menu and nothing else? Or do you guys think it's gonna be an impactful, rewarding, and challenging piece of content? Preferably a PvP game mode, because I feel like we don't have enough PvP game modes in Marvel Future Fight right now. All we have, for the most part, is timeline battle. Battle World is not around that often, and when it comes around, I basically just play it on autoplay and I just let it run. Once it's done, I pick another team, I let it run. I don't even pay attention to it, right? It's gotten to that point where my characters are good enough to get me those 10 wins, and I just like don't even pay attention to it anymore. So I want something else, preferably something to the caliber of GBR, where, you know what I'm saying, it really takes my focus to get things done. But I think ultimately we're gonna get something really watered down, and then people are gonna have to like complain, and then maybe Netmarble will like spice it up. But what I really wanted from the Danger Room personally is something to the caliber of World Boss Ultimate. Now obviously I know mutants don't often go up against Thanos and the Black Order, so obviously you would replace those characters for people like Sentinel, William Stryker, Nimrod, Bastion, the Brotherhood of Evil, Magneto, Sabretooth, right? You would take characters that are already in the game. You know what I'm saying? You already know how they play, how their skills animate and everything. You put those scenarios into the Danger Room, right? So kind of like a Shadowland boss fight, right? Or like a Rumble or a Wave or a Relay. But since mutants are not in Shadowland, you could put those mutant stages that are missing from Shadowland into the Danger Room and reward us just like how you would reward us from high level Shadowland content. So like 80, 90 plus, you know what I'm saying? Just like how those characters have a ton of HP and they're very difficult and they can kill you in one hit, you could put all of that is missing from Shadowland with the mutants. You could put that in the danger room and obviously reward us with mutant materials like, you know what I'm saying, feathers, M-Crown crystals, you know what I'm saying, X gene selectors, that kind of stuff, tier 3 materials. All of that could be placed into the danger room. I know I'm letting my thoughts run wild a little bit here because honestly, it's unrealistic. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I think it would be really cool because after all this time, there is still not a single mutant in Shadowland, and they've been in the game for a good while now. So I feel like they could definitely make the danger room a fun, rewarding piece of content, right? And they could just make it with mutants that are already in the game. You know how awesome it would be to go up against Magneto, Sabretooth, the Brotherhood of Evil? You know what I'm saying? I'm sure eventually we would see people like Bastion, William Stryker, and all those characters come to the game. But they could put like an NPC version of them in the danger room right now for us to go up against. That would be really, really awesome. Anyways, I'm letting my thoughts run wild here a little bit, but let me know how you guys personally think, right? Is it just going to be, like I said previously, a glorified skill preview menu, or is it going to be finally something that will keep her attention for more than just a single update? Because this is what Netmarble really needs to think about. There's no point in putting the danger room in the game and have it only be relevant for 1 month, because you're going to be exactly where you are right now a month from now, where people are going to immediately be asking for a new game mode because the one you provided in this update is still not good enough. Now, I'm sure even if this one is amazing and it's to the caliber of World Boss Ultimate and Shadowland, people are still gonna ask, but that's great, right? At least then you can say, we just gave you something that is very, very good, and there will be some truth to that statement. Whereas if you give us something that's very watered down, you're basically just gonna upset people, right? Because you're gonna take something as iconic as the danger room and make it like literally a skill preview menu. And people are gonna be very upset by that, right? And they're gonna start losing faith. And we don't want that. We don't want that. We want this game to keep going for another 4 years. Personally, I want it to keep going until I get all of the characters that I grew up with, right? And I know a lot of people are still waiting for Omega Red. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people. That's one of the, like, those villains that I still see people, like, anytime there's any hint of, like, you know, like a little sniff, a little, like, taste of a mutant update around the corner, Omega Red is like one of the first characters that gets mentioned. So yeah, Netmarble, please make it so that the danger room is something worthwhile, because otherwise you're basically shooting yourself in the foot. You're missing a golden opportunity to like really hook your hardcore mutant fan base, right? Don't do that to yourself. Please make it something worthwhile. Anyways, man, we're gonna wrap it up right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Can't wait for this one, baby. Definitely can't wait for this one. It'll be even more awesome if you can choose the scenario, choose what bosses will apply on what stages. You know what I'm saying? How difficult they're gonna be. Like, you can choose the rewards based on the difficulty, all that stuff. Man, it'll be awesome. Okay, I gotta stop this. Because yeah, this could be real bad for me. It's bad for my health. I'm up, man. Peace.